tram. I thought the deal we had was, we're gonna run one tram when it makes sense, and when the crowds get too big, we're gonna run two. That's what I thought the deal was we had with home. Except last night, the crowds were ridiculous on both sides. I mean, outside the turnstile. And when I said to the tram operator, what's going on, he said, oh, we stopped running them at 8 o'clock. He said, no matter what, no matter how many crowds you give, he said, the supervisor on the other side, you can ask him. So I asked him. And he said that they didn't have enough manpower. How can they not have enough manpower when the deal is they're gonna put on? And by the way, he was there telling me this with another assistant, watching people get on.
So could have run
And the
the other
subway
way.
wasn't, wasn't running to Roosevelt Island.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
I mean,
What?
if it's something like the subway's not running, I don't know, was it something?
Yeah,
like-
yeah,
the
yeah.
subway
Yeah.
was running.
It was posted.
We had-
It was posted. They had it posted.
I'll look, the best I gotta look into it, cause I don't know what happened, this is the first time hearing of
8
it.
o'clock, because we don't have any
If
more
there's
manpower, but there were two of
communication,
them
the
telling me
subway's
this.
gonna close down for the whole
That's
weekend.
interesting.
Trams should go to a weekday schedule where they continually.
Right, and
That's
they run
natural.
until 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he said they run until 5 o'clock in the
Right.
morning, but there's only one running back and
Should be
forth.
two.
But they were
Right.
literally outside the turnstile, you couldn't get on the
Couldn't
platform.
get into the platform.
The last time we had
On
this
both sides.
discussion, you said that they had the option of changing it when they saw that that was going
Right,
to be a
with
problem.
surges.
So someone wasn't doing their job.
So, I don't know, this is the first time I'm hearing of it, I can address it with management and so on, but that's what they're
Yeah.
supposed to do.
now,
When
can I
this-
just
when-
ask you something,
when
on
this-
a regular day, do they stop doing the two trams at 8 PM?
Yeah, 8 PM.
Right.
It's from 4, I believe, to 8.
No, it's rush hour, when they run two trams, it's from 7 o'clock in the morning till 10 AM, and then again from 3 PM until 8 PM in the evening.
Fernando,
That's
when
when
something
they run two
happens
trams.
like what happened last night, what's your system for getting feedback? Why don't you know about that?
Well,
We're not, what a problem, Fernando. Dick, be a newsman. Just sit there.
It's a reasonable question.
Well, you're
I
not a
mean,
reasonable man.
I'm fine with
Shut
answering the
up.
question, it's just I don't know if the board or the chair wants to recognize input
Okay.
from.
All right, now,
So-
okay, we're anyway.
But I think that, what they need to realize is that a summer weekend
Yeah,
is different than a weekday. In terms of, and when the subway is not working in one direction,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we can't expect that everyone who's been out on the town or doing things in Roosevelt Island are gonna cease being, you know, interested in going back and forth at 8 PM. In other words, it needs to be modified, you know, for weekend days when the train is not working in both directions. You know, because it's not, you know, Thursday night is not the same as Sunday night.
Yeah, no, I think you're definitely correct, and we know in advance that the subway is gonna be down. We should make sure that we have both.
Well, we had this
But they should
discussion
have some
before,
extra
Mr.
goddamn-
Well,
Fernandez.
something fell through the cracks.
Yeah, because I was gonna say he
Obviously,
made
I see it.
arrangements before.
Right,
We
well,
ha- we
we have
have-
to look at it.
Yes,
Okay.
he had arrangements.
I have to take a look,
So
I can't
just
right.
follow
I
up.
can't answer in terms of what actually
Okay.
happened, okay? But the process is when the subway is out of service, or there's a service disruption, but in this case, it was out of service, we were notified in advance. We have the buses and we have the tram running extended hours. And we do have, both trams operating during the peak time, on the weekends. And I think at 8 o'clock, they switch back to a single cabin operation. But they also
But let's
understand.
stop right there.
But
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
But they
but-
should
let him
be
finish
switched.
because he had a
I
solution.
understand that, I
He had a
understand that.
solution,
So
which
let
I
me just
asked.
finish. So, and I'll speak to them about this, because they also know we've gone through this before. So something's falling through the cracks, like Steve said, at the supervisory level, in that when there's surges, that they're supposed to run the second cabin so that they can alleviate that surge. And then they can go back to the normal
Even
operation.
the
They just
supervisor
didn't
has
do
to
it.
run the train.
It wasn't even the supervisor, had an assistant who could have done it.
But this
There
is,
two of
this
them.
was,
They
this
just
But,
was
but in all fairness to them, I don't,
8:30 on Sunday and
But-
Sunday.
Sunday night, on Saturday
But-
night.
but in all fairness to them, I don't know what happened. I don't know, maybe that other worker was assigned something else, maybe, because keep in
Well,
mind,
let's find
there,
out.
there are union issues that we have to deal with, that breaks that have to be scheduled, so I don't know enough to
Let's
be able
not
to.
make, we don't have to make excuses.
And
So
then
this
the
is
only thing
something
is,
that-
I think
Okay,
we
that's
have to
He's
do
gonna
is-
take
So
care
I
of
understand
Yeah, it's
that
on
the
summer.
community and the board is displeased that the Tram was not more responsive to the load that was presented by the population, and
Is that
that the island residents and the visitors were remarkably inconvenienced because they didn't take into account, and leave it at that and move on.
Well, all in fairness, I have to tell you that Mr. Martinez did have a solution in place, it's just something went wrong.
Something went wrong.
Yeah,
So
something
let's
went
find
wrong.
out, well, they know that we're displeased and.
And I'll look into it.
And
Okay,
this is
anything-
something that just happened for the first time this past weekend, it's not something
It's
that's
the first
been
time it happened to
happening.
me.
No, it's
It
not.
happened before, that's
It's
why
They're
that
not, they're
was.
generally not responsive to surges in load, it's that they have a set schedule.
They don't care if they can't get everybody off the platform in one trip. There was the people on the platform or outside the platform, they just don't care.
Yeah. Anything-
Which brings me to my tram reports. When that guy made that tram presentation months and months ago, he said, yes, there are standard reports that we get, and we asked to see them and haven't seen any. And that's months ago.
All right, I'll speak to him about that, but we also have our monthly
But
reports.
you get the reports?
Yeah, we get
Can you
it.
just send me what you get?
Sure, I can forward you the reports.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you can show that the load was more, for a couple period of time, was more than the carrying capacity of the tram, they knew you had a backlog. It's a standard queuing
It's
algorithm.
hard to show.
Yeah.
For the platform, I brought up, earlier today, I dropped by and I thought there should be chairs
No, they just keep
or
fooling
seats
around.
or benches
Yeah,
on
chairs on the
the,
inside of the
on
platform.
the inside of the platform, and, we discussed it, just today, and, Mr. Martinez, you wanna tell them, or you want me to go ahead and say what you told me?
No, it's fine, I mean, we have benches inside the cabins, and, you know, benches may be a little
No,
bit too
when there's,
low
when there's
for.
one
Oh,
tram
no.
running, the doors are closed, the other tram's
No,
on the other side,
yes.
people need to sit
That's
while
what we
they're waiting.
discussed today.
I know, but, so we have benches inside the cabins, which, you know, may be a little low.
Oh,
for
no,
folks.
not that.
No, I know, I'm gonna get to that too
Oh,
as well.
okay.
So,
Well, I discussed that
so
too.
there's nothing much we can do with that because the benches are fixed.
I discussed that.
But we have a bench at the Manhattan station, and we wanna put a bench or two at the Roosevelt Island station. Once we have one outside of the controlled area, but once we have, because we're going to be moving pretty quickly, I understand from meeting with the engineering department today and the contractors that the materials are coming in for railings and enclosures and so on and so on. Once we have all of that in place, we do the flooring, we're gonna have a bench inside the control area so people can sit. You know, so it shouldn't be a problem. So when people are left behind, they can sit out.
And the only last thing was the bike sharing, since they're gonna have it on Manhattan side.
Yes, they're gonna have it, I think,
Have it here,
57th
so-
Street and Second Avenue, First Avenue.
Right, is there any chance we can get into?
We've tried, I've gone to Community Board 8, when they had their public meeting, I think Ellen Pollavy was there for a fact, because she's on the committee, on the community board. Jonathan Calkin was there, I spoke, and Mark Lyon was there as well. We all spoke about having bike sharing here on Roosevelt Island, and we haven't heard back from Community Board 8. But I saw recently that it was announced that they expanded the pilot. The closest location to us is on First Avenue, I think 57th Street.
Isn't there a way that we could kind of do our own thing, but make it compatible with them, where they would agree to
Reciprocity.
reciprocity?
Yeah, we've had that conversation with, I think it's Alta, and their main thing is to just focus on DOT. We want to, but they're not considering us because they want to make sure they lock down this particular contract with New York City.
Okay. You done? Howard? It's good, it's good.
Move
Anything
your-
from Mira?
Move your adjourn?
Second?